Well, nothing says new year like a new property valuation on your home. Unless you're looking to sell, it isn't exactly something to pop champagne over, right? Many counties in our area are due for reappraisal this year. Just take a look at this map. Johnston County just announced values went up 70% on average. 70%. WRAL's Carly Haynes met some folks who are not happy about it.
The last Johnston County reappraisal was in 2019, but going forward, the county will do it every 4 years. As we can see, a lot can happen in several years, and that came as quite a shock to neighbors. Johnston County has grown since George Moore was a kid. He's lived in this home since he was 3.
I've got 2 sons that I want to pass it on to.
Though with a recent reappraisal notice, he worries whether that's possible. His property value has skyrocketed.
Some folks may say, well, you just sell. Your land's so expensive. But I'm attached to this land. And like I said, my children have grown up here. This is the only place they've ever known.
Now, that's not tax valuation.
He's not alone. Concerned neighbors poured into a Board of Commissioners meeting on Monday. Ricky Pope wonders what it means for his taxes and his ability to stay put.
So now what I have to do, if I can't afford it, where do I go? Where do I live? Who's going to pack up all my stuff and move it? You know, that's a big change in this time of life.
The county's tax administrator said the county did a mass appraisal required by the state at least every 8 years.
Supply and demand over the last 6 years is what drove up actual real property prices.
Based on 120,000 properties, overall value went up 70.6% in the county this year. Some more, some less. During the last reappraisal in 2019, it increased an average of 24%.
Properties were compared to similar properties in their immediate area to determine value.
Though taxes aren't set yet, the board will set the rate in the summer. Members have lowered the rate 4 times over the past 6 years. Until then, Moore is letting the sticker shock set in.
What's next? What do I do? What can I do?
Know that you can always appeal if you don't think your value is accurate. This does align with the trend we're seeing in other counties. Wake, Wilson, and Franklin counties all saw increases last year. Carly Haynes, WRAL News, Johnston County.
Okay, let's unpack that 70% increase a little bit more. You heard Carly say that's an average. So there are people who will see far less than 70% and people that will see far more than 70%. Johnston County actually included a map of the valuation change in each of their townships. In Bentonville, property values went up 108%. Really? 108%. In a town of less than 2,000 people, the property value more than doubled? Well, not on Zillow. Consider this. Zillow's numbers show Wake County property values have risen 52% on average. That's in Wake County. The county itself put it at 53%. That's pretty close, right? Now let's look at Johnston County. Zillow's analysis found a 56% increase between 2019 and 2024. And again, the county came up with 70%. That's a 14-point disparity. A lot bigger than in Wake County. So why are those numbers so different? Well, it's possible that Zillow has it wrong. They've been wrong before. And it's also possible Johnston County's appraisal process was 100% objective and correct. The county could hear all these public comments and say, hey, the value's the value, too bad. You also heard Carly say, you can appeal. Take that to heart. In many cases, appeals succeed more often than they fail. We don't actually have the numbers for Johnston County, but in Wake County, appeals succeed about 60% of the time. The thing is, of the county's 426,000 commercial and residential properties, only about 6% of property owners actually appealed their valuation. So does that mean that the value was correct in most cases? Or was the appeal process just too much for folks to take on? The deadline to appeal in Johnston County is February 10th.